This is part 3 of my series. You're not a failed employee. You're shopping in a store that hides the food. I'm starting a little before I left off for continuity's sake. A market isn't a business, and it isn't a customer. It's the relationship between them, the tension, the back and forth, the give and take. When both sides bring opposite needs to the table, the friction between them sparks something that works. A simple example, I can brew every last tea bag in my shop, but if no one wants to have tea, I have to pivot. Likewise, person A might wish for a business that delivers brand new Nike shoes for $10, but if no such business exists, person A must adjust what they're willing to pay for or buy. That's how markets correct themselves, except for the labor market. Here, the usual self-correcting mechanisms break. Why? Because the logical fallacy baked into the system. Job seekers can't be trusted, so we can't trust job seekers. The same 1950s parent to 1950s child energy. You don't have needs, I tell you your needs. You don't have concerns, I tell you them. With this assumption in place, the labor market stops behaving like a market. Economists, investors, finance specialists, and more brilliant logical minds in every other arena start acting more like priests guarding a shrine. Think pieces get written about mysterious talent shortages across the country from people who are well aware that the labor market lost all trust mechanisms for well over 95% of its users when it moved online. People who are academically drilled in how marketplaces that lack trust collapse. The logical fallacy at the heart of the modern thinking about hiring tilts even the experts into dysfunction. What we forgot? We remember that employers go to the marketplace for talent, but we forget, even in academia, that job seekers go there for food, shelter, healthcare, socioeconomic mobility, hope. A functioning labor market is America's social contract. I work hard and my life improves. Taking the heart out of that could be considered like Maui inadvertently turning Tafiti into Taka. In the age of the newspaper, job listings, the system limped along despite its flaws. Employers might still have felt entitled to talent, but newspapers still treated job seekers as stakeholders whose needs mattered. When hiring moved online, that accountability got lost. No newspaper editors cleared out fake job ads. No balancing force made sure the shelves weren't full of spoiled goods. It's fine if an employer thinks of job seekers partly as a thing to acquire, a data point, but the second any actor in the market is allowed to treat one side purely as a commodity, the market incentives flip. The result? A job market built not to get you hired, but to keep you unemployed for as long as possible. And when paying rent and buying food aren't luxuries you can skip, that's not just an inconvenience. That's a structural harm. 25 years after those fateful decisions started, we're living in the full fallout. Part 4, coming next. I articulate more aspects of this logical fallacy that infects every aspect of how we do online job hunting and hiring. And then I give parts of the solution here.